Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're at this morning. Today is Saturday, May 17th, and we're back with another episode of the My Mortgage Hound YouTube live stream. Sign is broken. I was very proud of my sign. Lights went out. I'm going to fix it, so you'll have to enjoy my sign without lights this morning. It is a rainy spring cloudy day here in Southwest Washington, Portland Metro, so I thought I'd break out the flannel. It's a great flannel day. We have a very fun stream lined up, lots of good information this morning. We'll wait for a few people to join before I dive in, but this morning I was doing my normal wake up, take my vitamins, sit down in front of Zillow and start searching for homes to put on the live stream. Some days it's easy to find homes, some days it's more difficult. This week there's been a lot of really cool listings. If you're following my daily video, my daily home of the day video, there's been some really fun, cool homes that we've been able to find. This morning I noticed a lot of reasonably priced listings. What does reasonably priced mean? Well, it means maybe I'm not absolutely sticker shocked when I look at the homes prices. Homes that seem reasonable considering today's market. Now that doesn't mean we're out looking for the cheapest homes this morning, but I found reasonably priced homes under $700, under $1 million, and under $2 million. So we're going to look at those this morning. If you are joining us, say hi in the chat. Let's get the chat fired up. This is always a little more fun when people participate. We invited a couple new people to participate in the chat this morning, so we'll see if they show up. All right, let's dive into it. Interest rates, kind of a interesting week for interest rates. We saw interest rates tick up about 0.25% and then start to ease back down. So Mortgage News Daily, good morning, Troy. Mortgage News Daily is my go-to resource for all things interest rate related. On all of the mortgage scenarios we look at on the live stream, I use interest rates based off of Mortgage News Daily's average, national average interest rate. So it's not the rates my company is offering here locally. These are national averages. Keep it all very vanilla, apples to apples. 6.92 for a conforming loan amount, meaning a loan amount under $802,650. Good morning, Chris. Like the cup of coffee, I got my lukewarm coffee that I made before I started searching for homes, and then I forgot about it, so I have my lukewarm coffee just the way I like it. So 6.92 on our conforming rates. Jumbo, which we're going to look at today, 7.05. That margin between a jumbo loan and a conforming loan, so a jumbo loan being a loan amount over $802,650, is so narrow. It's negligible. It's 1/10%. Something we haven't seen in a long time, but we have noticed that the last few weeks. And then our government loans, FHA 6.35. FHA is kind of our benchmark, right? We're looking for interest rates to break that 6% mark into the fives on FHA. It's ticked back up to 6.35, and then for our veterans out there, 6.37 for our VA loans. So that's where interest rates are at. There's also great articles on there, very easy to digest. So easy, even Chris Coons could understand these articles. Chris Coons is a good friend of mine, so I can make fun of him, okay? All right, where should we go next? How about we look at some market statistics? So in Southwest Washington for Clark County, and I think this also bodes for the Portland metro area as well, we added 291 new listings this week. That's up 7% from the previous week. Our pending sales, so homes that have gone into contract but have yet to close, 197, that's even from the week before. I like this trend. We've been on this trend ever since March, where we are adding more listings than we are having homes go into pending. It's not huge. It's not, oh my gosh, we're now in a buyer's market, but this indicates that we're in a healthy market going into summer. Look, a lot of high school graduations coming up next month. We have a lot of college graduations coming up this month. We are literally weeks away from people needing to be in a home by the time the school year starts again. So having an inventory that's well balanced like this is a good sign. Homes that were in contract that closed 150%, that's down 29%. I think that equates to spring break. Spring break was 4 or 5 weeks ago. And that's typically how long it takes to close a house. So I think we're seeing this number down because we saw pending sales down during that spring break period. Okay. Lockbox activity. This was brought up in several conversations this week, where it feels like maybe I have a home for sale and it feels like my activity's down a little bit. Well, it is. Every time a real estate agent opens a lockbox on a home, that data is collected. And that's what we're looking at here. In Oregon, for the entire state, we're down almost 10% from the previous week. For Washington, the same, 9.4% down from the previous week. I chalk this up to a lot of distractions this time of year. Graduations, into school. We had some really nice weather, which in Portland Metro, Southwest Washington, can either make lockbox activity tick up or tick down. When we have a period of nice weather, maybe we want to get out of our houses and go, do some recreational things that don't include home buying. But sometimes the nice weather drives people out to look at homes. So it's hard to say why we're down. If you're a real estate agent on the stream, what's your opinion? Why do you think lockbox is down a little bit this week? Troy, I know that you follow these numbers as well, so maybe you guys can give us some input. Okay, I think that's it for my housekeeping. Let's look at this. We talked about this the date's wrong. On May 10th, we looked at this, but we're gonna look at this again. So ignore this April 12th here. That's really May 10th. I'm gonna move the chat window. This is a benchmark home that we looked at the Saturday before the presidential election. Interest rates were at 6.62. This home was listed for $535. This was using an FHA mortgage at 6.62. Our payment was $4,009. And then the December 7th, after the election, interest rates fell to 6.12, saving us $172 a month. And then the following month, 6.55, they jumped back up, so our savings disappeared down to just $24 a month. And you can kind of see month over month this roller coaster with interest rates. Down 0.25%, up 0.3%. So May 10th, they were at 6.25. Today we're at 6.35. So we're still saving $127 over where we were on November 2nd. And we are seeing interest rates stabilize, and we're getting off this roller coaster, which works perfectly with those market statistics going into the buying season. So, $125, $172 a month, that's substantial for a first-time home buyer in that price range. That's equivalent to almost $30,000 in buying power, where maybe one day I qualify for a home X amount, but then interest rates tick up and I lose that $30,000 in buying power. Now I no longer qualify, or vice versa. So there you go. Troy says you hit it on the head. Yeah, it's just, there's no market or economic reasons why the lockbox activity is down. I don't think it's anything to read into. I think it's very seasonal, that time of year. People are distracted, which may be why I was able to find reasonably priced homes. So if you're just joining us this morning, when I was doing my Zillow search for homes, I was surprised to find some really nice, reasonably priced homes. So is this the time to buy? If the opportunity presents itself, I think you're going to see more opportunities of homes that you aren't sticker shocked by, that that probably won't be in that scenario come June. Okay, you guys ready to dive into it? I decided to go over to Hillsboro. My sister moved out there. We're out there a lot for horse shows. And when I was doing my search, I actually know the owner of this house. So he said, hey, throw it on the stream. So I decided to go look in Hillsboro. 649 Northeast Redford Avenue, Hillsboro, Oregon. 4 beds, 3 baths, 2441 square feet. Built in 2003. This home has only been on the market 31 days. Good morning, Ben from Utah. I wish Ben had a live stream. We'll take a quick time out. So my good friend Ben, friend of the live stream, he's on a sabbatical with his wife and they are traveling the country. Ben, how long has it been since you left Vancouver with your trailer and your wife in tow to go tour the country? All right, so this home's only been on the market for 31 days, and they've already had a price cut on May 9th of $15,000. So 4 beds, 3 baths, 2441, right at $699,950. Built in 2003, sits on a 4,300 square foot lot. This home is listed by Joe at Cascade Hanson Sotheby's International Realty. Let's see what Joe has to say. Exceptionally cared for, one owner home, which 2003 one owner home, that's hard to find. Ben's been gone since January 20th. Man, it feels like forever. Okay, enjoy manicured parks, walking paths, play structures, and a basketball court in this perfect neighborhood. Walk to light rail platform for those of you who like taking Macs. Backs to a green space. Fantastic floor plan, which we'll look at. Gourmet kitchen, family room with built-ins, fireplace. Okay, incredible wood trim covered back patio with large TV and sunshades, all overlooking the quiet forest. So we'll take a look at that. Outdoor living at its finest. Butler's pantry with coffee bar and loads of storage. Oversized primary suite with large picture window, looking out to the green space. Double sinks, walk-in closet, walk-in shower. 2 additional bedrooms upstairs. So this must mean that the primary master owner suite, whatever we're calling it nowadays, is on the first floor. So we'll look at that too. That's huge in this market. Minutes to Tech or Highway 26. Okay. Let's look at some pictures. Okay, great curb appeal. What I like about the outside of this house is this was built in 2003, but the exterior doesn't look dated. And a lot of that's because of the amount of stone they have on the front, in my opinion. Some things I noticed a flat driveway. I notice a fully fenced yard. You can kind of sneak a peek at that green space behind the house. Okay, so here's our entryway right into the dining area. Those look to be manufactured hardwoods. They could be full hardwoods, but either way, those are very nice floors. What I like too about this picture is the amount of light coming in. You know, this is something you normally can't tell unless you go tour the house, but with the amount of light coming in, those floors look very clean. I have manufactured or engineered hardwood floors, and if I took this picture, you would see dog nail scratches all over the floor. So, you know, in the description it says it's carefully cared for. You can tell just by these little things. Like the floors don't look scratched at all. I think this looks to be, an office that they're using as a living space. There is a desk there, but this is in the front of the house just next to the front door. You know, we talked about reasonably priced homes. This home is just a shy of $700,000. Little things like this niche in the ceiling, you know, that really adds a lot of longevity to the home not looking outdated. Makes it look a little more custom, and you can see that here too. Lots of character coming in the entryway with this cool cutout. I'm guessing that's where the stairs are. Light fixtures don't seem outdated. Nice big window. Vaulted ceilings. Very tall entrance to this hallway. And a little inside information, this home is not staged, to my knowledge. I believe they are still living in that house, very well decorated. Kind of gives you a good idea. It's not, you know, you go to some homes that aren't staged, that people are still living there, and it's hard to see the home with your touch on it, but not in this picture. Okay, here's that gourmet kitchen. That's cool. You have the staircase right next to the kitchen. Picture yourself fixing pancakes in the morning, watching your kids walk down. Nice white cabinets. I wonder if those are painted from the original. They look very nice. Tile backsplash, recessed lighting. The hardwood floors brought into the kitchen as well. Nice island. I'm guessing that's a natural gas range in the island. Looks like a 6-burner too. Again, not too long ago, it was hard to find a home under $700,000 with these features, like a nice range, 6-burner range. That looks like a granite countertop under the counter mount sink. Okay, now we can kind of see the great room from the kitchen into the great room. Okay, here's our, I'm guessing this is the butler's pantry or coffee bar. I wonder what these doors are. That's very interesting. They're like miniature doors. Now, I was told that Joe, the agent, may be in the chat this morning. If he is, maybe he can tell us what these doors are here. I gave him very short notice, through a third party to come on the stream. So don't give him a hard time if he's not here, because I gave him like 10 minutes heads up. But if you are Joe, maybe you can tell us what those are. Okay, here's a great room. These are the built-ins, and I can almost guarantee that the shiplap and these built-ins were done at a later point than 2003. Storage below the stairs. Very cool. Okay, we have a gas fireplace. I'm guessing that's natural gas, assuming pretty safe assumption there, natural gas. But love the shiplap. You can kind of see our outdoor living space through that window. Good morning, Stephanie. Thanks for joining us. I assume you work with Joe. All right, so we're back to our staircase, going upstairs. Stephanie, one thing that is a big pet peeve, and for my regular viewers on the live stream, one of my biggest pet peeve is when the pictures on Zillow are out of order and I can't tell where I'm at in the house. Kudos to you for having the pictures in order, where we walk in, we see the outside, we see the front door, we walk into the front door, we look around, we go into the kitchen great room, we look around, we go upstairs. I can't tell you how frustrating it is to have a shot of the entryway and then a shot of a guest bedroom and then a shot of the basement and then a shot of the dining room, and I don't know where I'm at in the house. So kudos to you here. All right, so nice landing upstairs, fresh paint up here. Kind of goes back to that carefully cared for home. Fresh paint, at least appears to be fresh paint. Okay, so here's our primary. So I was wrong. It doesn't look like it doesn't appear that the primary is on the main. It looks like it's on the second floor. Nice big French doors coming into the primary. Again, that niche coming, carrying over from the office space downstairs. Got a cool fixture with a ceiling fan. Yes, photos should be a tour. And I think that Stephanie, you bring up a great point. What that does is it prevents me from being surprised when I do go to the open house and the home doesn't really match the pictures I saw. I have a feeling that's not the case with this home. So nice large primary. We're dealing with 2,400 square feet. And you can tell a lot of that square footage is in the bedrooms here. Nice big window looking out on that green space. Again, really nicely decorated. Okay. Carpet coming into the primary, very controversial. Or into the bath, primary bath. I don't hate it. Tile counters. So I'm guessing those kitchen cabinets downstairs were painted because here's the original. These match those cabinets down there. So it would not be difficult if you wanted to come in here and paint those to match. Again, 2003, this does not feel dated to me. It doesn't have one of those corner tubs that really says I was built in the early 2000s like I have. I have one of those corner tubs. We never use it. My wife hates it. You got a nice big soaking tub there. This bathroom's very fresh. Dual vanity, tile. Very nice. Okay, so here is bedroom number 2 that they're using. I think this was that optional bonus room bedroom they were talking about, large bedroom. Got access to the crawl space here, or the attic rather. Bedroom number 3, good size. Guest bath, tile floor in here. Bedroom number 4. Okay, here's our outdoor living area. Love the cedar ceiling here. There's our TV. Lots of concrete, like that. Very nice. Okay, drone shot, and that really shows the green space. I backed up to a green space. I gotta tell you, it adds a ton. It does not surprise me that these owners have owned this since 2003, because it's very difficult to find a home on a quiet street that backs up to a green space, especially with that back yard living space. Oh, and there's a path back there, very nice. Okay. Great job on that listing. Let's take a look at some numbers. I put together 3 options for us to look at on this home. FHA, I say this ad nauseum, but FHA is not a first-time homeowner exclusive program. It's designed to promote home ownership, whether you're buying your first home or maybe you're selling your first little starter home condo and you're wanting to get into a family home, which this is. So let's look at FHA. So our purchase price is $699,950. With 3.5% down, that would make our loan amount $687,000. Interest rates, according to Mortgage News Daily, 6.35 is the national average on FHA as of yesterday. Let's do a quick payment breakdown. Property taxes, $553. Homeowners insurance, around $100 a month, depending on your insurance company. Mortgage insurance, FHA does have forced mortgage insurance for the life of the loan, and it's not cheap at $307, but that's why we have a 6.35 rate, right? So if we add these four numbers together, we get a total payment of $52.41 for that size of home in Hillsboro. Yes, it's a large payment, but with only 3.5% down, I would say that's reasonable in today's market. Closing costs, your down payment on FHA is going to be just shy of $25,000. $36.91 for closing costs. You have your upfront mortgage insurance, which this gets financed into your loan on FHA. It's not something you pay out of pocket. You can go back and watch previous streams where we dive in deeper on that. And $7,000 in prepaid taxes, insurance, and interest. Now on this home, I don't think it would be unreasonable to come in and ask the sellers to pay for our closing costs and prepaids for us. I think you're going to get a lot bigger bang for your buck doing this than coming in and offering them 10 grand less on their purchase price. Write a full price offer, maybe even a little higher than full price, and ask them to contribute towards your closing costs. And that way our cash to close is only $24,499, which is just our down payment. So if your kids are in grade school and you're looking at private school or relocating to Hillsboro, you took a tech job, you got a lot of expenses, you don't have a ton of money saved up, FHA is a great way, even if you're selling your house, to buy this one, to come in with a little cash to close. Now let's say I don't want to go FHA, I have a little more to put down. 10% down, my loan amount would be $629. My interest rate goes up to 6.92, again, based off the Mortgage News Daily national average for a conventional loan. 6.92, our payment drops $326 compared to the FHA to $49.14, and our cash to close goes up $70,000, or up to $70,000. So a big jump in out-of-pocket expense for a savings of $326 a month. So maybe I have the 10 or the 20% down, but my first kid's going to college, and maybe I can use some of my equity from selling my house to cover some of that college cost. So maybe I would go FHA and say it'll cost me $326 more a month, but I'm saving a substantial amount of money out of pocket. And then if we do 20% down, our payment drops to, scroll down so you guys can see that our payment drops down to $4,441 a month. Our cash to close goes up to $140, and we're saving $800 a month. So $44.41, now we're talking pretty reasonable for that price point. Okay, that was house number one for our reasonably priced home live stream today. What do you guys think? Pretty nice. Thank you to Stephanie and Joe for being on the chat this morning. We are going to go, stick around, don't leave. We're going to do two more homes today. We're going to go up a little bit in our reasonably priced homes, and we are going a different direction, okay? We are going to 21730 Northeast 147th Street in Brush Prairie. Southwest Washington. 3 beds, 3 baths, 2131 square feet, listed at $775. So we're going up 75 grand. We're going down in square footage, but we're going up from, we're going up to a little over 2 acres, almost 2.5 acres. Built in 1983. This home is listed by Carol over at Legion's Realty. Let's see what Carol has to say. Where dreams really do come true. Okay, I was told that the music went sci-fi and is very scary. So let's put something a little less scary on. Since you guys can see my screen, if you like royalty-free background music, this Pacific Northwest playlist is great. I'm just gonna start it over. And if you look here, they're all named after things in the Pacific Northwest, like Mount Rainier, Pikes Place, Mount Hood, Cannon Beach. Thanks for joining us, Ben. Safe travels out in Utah. Okay, where dreams really do come true. Secluded 2.5 acre property in desirable brush prairie. Main floor highlights include a remodeled kitchen with a propane cooktop and granite counters. Thank you for putting propane so we don't have to guess. Plus a comfortable open concept living and dining area with large windows and a wood burning stove. Upper level primary suite with a luxurious bath and a loft for reading or working. The lower level provides a spacious open meaty area, laundry, and a half bath. Hobby farm ready with several animal enclosures. Oversized 25 by 30 garage with 220 sub panel and boat or RV parking. Very nice description, short and sweet, lots of details. The size of the shop, the fact that it has a 220, the fact that it has a 3/4 acre pasture, that it's a wood burning stove, that it uses propane. I love that description. All right, let's look at some pictures. What the description doesn't tell you is this is a beautiful cedar home, right? I mean, talk about curb appeal. Looks like we come up a hill on a gravel drive. Feels like we're going to a retreat at a cabin. Beautiful trees. Kind of a split level. All right. As we come in the front door, we have nice hardwood floors with looks like cedar walls, fresh paint on the drywall, and then look at the views coming into this living area. Now again, $775, I would say, is a reasonable price for over 2 acres in brush prairie with this beautiful custom home on it. I would expect this home to be over $1 million. And you know, I'm not a real estate agent, I'm not an appraiser, I'm just a mortgage guy that happens to be an enthusiast when it comes to homes. And when I saw this one for under $1 million, I'd say it's very reasonably priced. I mean, how awesome is this living room? Wood burning stove, nice tile hearth. This is that remodeled kitchen. Look at that tree. How cool is that tree right out your slider there? We have tile backsplash to the ceiling, cabinets to the ceiling. Beautiful windows. Copper sink. Looks like granite, could be quartz. I'm pretty sure those are granite countertops. Love this view out to your covered deck. I'm kind of falling in love with this home, guys. Troy's gonna call me and he goes, well, you seem like you really like that house. Should we talk about selling your house? I guarantee he's gonna do that. Love this window case here. It looks like it's recessed back into the wall. You know it's true, Troy, and you could probably talk me into it on this one. It's beautiful. You're going to talk Mrs. Steinman into it. That's a whole different ballgame. Nice propane range. Seems like a very small hood vent. Must be very efficient. Yeah, recessed lighting. Yeah, there's a horse pasture. We'll see if there's a barn. I didn't see a barn in the description. Okay, can't tell if this is the primary bath or guest bath. I'm gonna guess it's a guest bath. Good morning, Nathan. Okay, bedroom number 1. We are downstairs. Those hardwood floors come into the bedroom, very nice. Ceiling fan, is this bedroom number 2? Yeah, that's bedroom number 2. This looks like a shot from the loft. Those pendants are so cool, hanging down so far from the ceiling. Here's our loft, uses office space here. This must be our primary. Vaulted ceiling, ceiling fan, windows looking out at the trees. This is the episode of miniature doors. This is our second house with a miniature door for storage. Okay. Primary bath, very cool double vanity. 1 sink with 2 faucets. Very nicely done. Nice tile floor, walk-in shower. Cool bathtub. You know, and we are under $1 million. Bonus room. I would definitely turn this into Wilbur's. For those of you who knows what Wilbur's is, it's my garage bar at the beach, which we filmed the live stream at. You definitely put a pool table in here, game room. Calm down, Carissa. You're gonna encourage Troy. See, he beat me to it. Another cool door. Is that a laundry chute? Is it attic space? Not sure. Okay, little bench there, showing off our lot. Now this isn't very flat. Fire pit. Oh, hot tub. Covered patio. Overlooking the pasture. Looks like a cedar deck. Skylights in the cedar cover. Very cool. Lots of deck. Raised garden bed. Here's our detached garage. So this is the shop they were talking about. Garage/shop. Very nice. How cool. Drone shot. Would you guys call this reasonably priced, $775? Or am I just losing it? Okay. In Brush Prairie, here's our neighborhood report sent over by Gavin. Currently 42 homes for sale with a median list price of $829. We are under the median list price in Brush Prairie for that beautiful home, custom home. That's crazy to me. Our median list price for homes that have gone pending. Look, we did this one a couple weeks ago, the swimming pool. I went pending at just over $1 million. $865 is our average pending price. It's a nice horse property there. And then for the homes that have sold, the median price $639. Good morning, Gavin. Yes, it just needs a barn. So let's talk financing. Let's say I have $166,000 put down. If we do 20%, loan amount would be 620, interest rate 6.92, total payment 4589. Let's look at the property taxes, okay, guys? Look how cheap these property taxes are. $398 a month. That's for that price point in Brush Prairie. That's really, really affordable. If we put 20% down, our payment's $45.89. If we decided we wanted to put $90,000 down, do 10% instead, and save that 80 grand to possibly build a barn, it would cost us an additional $627 a month to do 10% down versus the 20. There you go. There's home number 2. I have one more. And yes, you can spend over $1.5 million and still have it be a reasonably priced home. And that's what we're going to look at next, okay? I didn't say cheap homes, I said reasonably priced, and that is important in all price ranges for a healthy market. Okay, I got one more, and then we're going to go enjoy our Saturday. We are going, I don't even remember where we're going. We're going to Camas. We are going to 863 North Shepherd Road in Washougal. We're not going to Camas, we're going to Washougal. 4 beds, 4 baths, 5,500 square feet. Enormous house, okay? And yes, 1.75 is a lot of money, and maybe you want to say it's reasonable, and I haven't looked at the pictures yet. I just saw indoor pool. So you're telling me that I can get a 5,500 square foot home on 2 acres with a indoor swimming pool. Oh, and by the way, it's an historic home built in 1918 for under $2 million. Let's take a look. I'm gonna go through these fairly quickly, guys, because we are going a little bit long today. This home is listed by Lana at Windermere Northwest Living. Rare opportunity to own this extremely well-maintained 2-acre property. This is a long description. Steeped in Washougal history, extending up from the Washougal River, atop an expansive park-like sits this historic blue beauty, affectionately known as Doc Steffen's house. I wonder what that story is. I'm not going to read all this, guys. Looking for some standout original hardwoods, built-ins, and craftsmanship. Updated and renovated over time. Has a butler pantry, attached indoor pool that fills outdoors, large glass surround. Down the hallway past the spacious full bath. Enclosed sunroom overlooking the most charming, quaint white barn that's older than the house. Okay, we're just gonna have a look at the pictures. There's not a lot of detail in that very long description. Okay. Beautiful, right? Tons of blacktop. Look at this covered wraparound front porch. Looks like we have at least one wood-burning fireplace. Lots of concrete on this back patio. Okay, I'm gonna go through these kind of quick. Beautiful front deck, can't get over it. The home looks like it has fresh paint. Beautiful windows. I mean, these windows look like the window casings look like they would be on the inside of the windows. And I love the black windows on the inside there. Again, beautiful millwork around the front door. Normally you would see that on the inside of the house. Okay, these are original hardwood floors. There's our wood burning fireplace, still being used as a wood burning fireplace. I love it. Kitchen. How awesome is this? Indoor swimming pool. It's very cool. Here's our swimming pool bathroom. Kitchen. Could use a little updating in here. Interesting stainless steel / Formica counter. This is going to need to be redone. Most likely, unless you're really wanting to keep it historic, you're going to want to come in and do some work. This looks like a utility room. Man, what a formal dining room. Upstairs, wood burning fireplace in the primary. Look at those floors. Very interesting floors. Wish we had more time to learn about them. I saw floors similar. It's almost like it's like a painted floor. I don't remember the term for this type of floor. But there's a house in downtown Ridgefield that has these very old floor. And it looks like it's in great shape. Bit shame to kind of remove that, even though Carissa or Mrs. Steinman would probably not put up those floors. I don't know, Mrs. Steinman, do you like those floors? Thumbs up or thumbs down? Having a wood burning fireplace in the bedroom is awesome. Barn door into our primary bath, single vanity sink, but nice shower enclosure. Bedroom number 2, 3, 4, all beautiful bedrooms. Guest bath, I think. Sunroom. Basement bath, very interesting bathroom. Okay, driveway, back patio. Oh, there's our barn that's older than the house. Wow, okay. Camas, currently 170 homes compared to the 48 in Brush Prairie. 170 homes for sale. Median list price for Washougal, $955,000. List price for pending properties, $917,000, and sold $854,000. Quickly, 2 options on this house. If we were to do 20% down, we are in a jumbo loan at $1.4 million. Interest rates, according to Mortgage News Daily on jumbo, 7.05, compared to if we did 55% down, that would put us below the jumbo loan amount. And our interest rate drops only to 6.92. Total payment, let's look at the property taxes, only $730 on a 1.75 2-acre home in Washougal. Total payment $10,241. If we were to only put 20% down, our cash to close would be $365. That seems reasonable. I know it's a lot, $10,000, but look, for a 5,500 square foot historic home with an indoor pool on 2 acres in Washougal, your payment $10,000 kind of starts to seem reasonable. If we are putting a lot more down, if let's say we're selling a house and we have $1 million to put down, our payment drops down to $6,000, saving us $41.64 a month. Reasonable price homes, you can find them. Lots of good agents. We have Gavin, we have Troy, we had Stephanie, all agents that I trust. If you are out shopping, reach out to them. Their contact information will be in the chat or in the description, or you can always reach out to me and I can do an introduction. Don't sit on this reasonable price period we're in. I don't know how long we're going to be here. Okay. All right, go enjoy your Saturday. Before you leave, hit like, hit the thumbs up button. That helps out the stream a lot. And we will see you back here next Saturday. Also, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we will be doing our home of the day. Thank you, Chris, for joining us. And we'll see you back here next Saturday. Go enjoy, put your flannels on and go enjoy the spring rain. We'll see you guys next week. Bye, everybody.